people, Samurai Lee here, back for another fight talk. Just got back from the weigh-ins. Anthony Joshua, Charles Martin IBF heavyweight title fight tomorrow at the O2, London. What a great weigh-in that was. You know, a lot of atmosphere building. The atmosphere's getting there. Everyone's getting excited and pumped up. All the fighters walking around, interacting with the fans. You know, just brilliant occasion out there. Can't wait for tomorrow now. You know, the fights in itself, stacked card with it, but the atmosphere that's building now, it really feels like a big special event and something to really get your teeth into. Something I'm sure will be a part of history for years to come. Especially if Anthony Joshua can pull off the victory for us. You know, we're all behind him, and I'm pretty sure he will. But we'll come to that fight shortly. Obviously, we start off. We've got Conor Benn making his debut. Nigel Benn's son. Looks very good. Haven't seen that much of him. Seen a few of his sparring sessions. He's going to be campaigning at super lightweight. Looks very impressive. So he's going to be really, really interesting to see how he adapts to being a pro. And I know he doesn't necessarily want to go the same route as his dad and stuff. He wants to be his own man, which I can only respect. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he copes and just how good he is. It'll be really interesting to see. So I'm looking forward to that fight. I think fight of the night personally, it's a fight that two middleweight contenders, former world title challengers, Matthew Macklin and Brian Rose, two really good fighters. They get on really well. I saw them today at the weigh-in talking and got pictures with both of them, and they were talking then. So really good, gentlemen, good sportsmen, but they're warriors. And when it comes to fight time, I have no doubt it's going to be a right tear up. So I'm really looking forward to that. As I said, they both failed at world level, so this is a chance for them to try and work their way back up and prove that it's a hard fight to call. It's a really hard fight to call. Matthew Macklin's been there a few more times than Brian Rose. Brian Rose, I think he can campaign at European level. It'll be interesting to see how he copes with someone like Macklin, he's been around a long time. I would hesitate to call him a journeyman, because I think that'd be a little bit disrespectful for someone who's had 3 world title fights. But it's going to be a really interesting fight, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that one tomorrow. Lee Selby, they call him the Welsh Mayweather. He's loved over there. He's fighting Eric Hunter, who's come over from the US. He's done extremely well since he won his world title, Selby, over Gradovic in the O2 last year. Featherweight champion IBF. He's going to be out to defend his title and put on a good show for his fans. He has a lot of travelling fans, so there was a lot of support for him, and I'm sure he wants to put a show on. Eric Hunter came over with a big entourage as well. I saw him, was chatting to him briefly, and he believes this is his time. So another really good fight. It's going to be full of a stacked card that is. I'd imagine it'd be one of the best pay-per-view bought events of the year. I can't imagine much this year could rival it, but it'd be interesting to see. Jamie McDonnell fighting Fernando Vargas, defending his title as well. Jamie McDonnell's one of those guys. He's always in good fights. He's a very good champion, world champion, deservedly so. Not that many people outside boxing really know anything about him. Obviously, he's been around a long time, but he's a good fighter. Always comes to put on a show. Again, a lot of travelling fans, brings a lot of people with him, and he'll be very keen to impress tomorrow night and to keep his world championship. So yeah, that's a couple of good fights that I'm looking forward to. And then we move up the card to my favourite, my fighters that I'm particularly looking forward to seeing. George Groves. I'm a big George Groves fan. I always look forward to seeing George. Second fight under Shane McGuigan against unbeaten David Brophy from Scotland. So he needs to improve and make more of a statement if he's going to get up, challenge for world honours again. We all know what happened. He's had 3 world title shots, 2 against Carl Froch. We know how they ended. And Badu Jack, where he didn't box to the best of his ability, was beaten on a split. Rightly so, I believe. But I really believe he's got it in him to be a world champion, and I hope he does. And tomorrow's a big step, and it's a big, he can make a statement. It's a big show, big card, big audience. Let people know George Groves is still around, and I expect him to do that. I look forward to seeing it, and I hope and I predict George Groves will win by a knockout or a technical knockout in the later rounds. So now we move on and talk about the big one. Charles Martin, IBF heavyweight champion of the world, against Anthony Joshua. You know, Anthony Joshua, not only 15 victories with 15 knockouts, Olympic gold medalist. We know a lot about him. We've seen his rise, and he's one of the most genuine people around. I've met him on a couple of occasions, once again today, and he's so personable. He talks to everyone. He stays for a long time. He's interested in other people. There's no ego about him. He's so down to earth, and I really believe he can do it. You know, Charles Martin, very awkward southpaw. He's got some power in him. Whether he has enough power to knock out Joshua, I'm not sure. I think this will be Joshua's moment. I really believe. You know, it's come up quick. 16th professional fight, and he's fighting for a world title. But I think he's ready. I think he has all the tools. He's got tremendous power, athleticism, the size, and I really believe I'm gonna make a prediction. He's gonna knock Charles Martin out by the midway point. You know, by the end of the 6th round, I think he'll have Charles Martin out of there, and he'll be the new IBF heavyweight champion. I really hope he does it. As I say, genuinely nice guy, but I also think he's up there with, you know, who are there really in the heavyweight division. Deontay Wilder's still doing, you know, he's still WBC champion and undefeated, but I think Anthony Joshua on his day, with the progression he's making and the moves he's making, I really believe he could be the one to dominate the division for years. Tyson Fury's still doing well. He's obviously still unified champion. He's got his rematch to come with Klitschko, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes, but that's a massive fight down the line. I believe Joshua has all the tools to be the best of the lot and dominate the division for years, but one step at a time. This is the big one, his first challenge for the world title. Charles Martin tomorrow at the O2. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes. I predict a knockout for AJ and an exciting night of fights, which I really look forward to seeing.
Thanks for watching, guys, and be sure to hit subscribe for more videos.